We are 15 minutes into the trade. As Tim says, the market's open and trading grain and livestock. Mark Oppel, thanks for joining us here on an Easter Monday. Joining me, a good friend for many years now here, Market Day Report, DeweyStrickler. Dewey, thanks for being part of our team. Hope you had a good weekend with the family.
Yeah, sure did, Mark. It was a real nice weekend. We had a little rain come here, but we were kind of looking for a little rain as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Give us a weather update and maybe any field work update from your part of the country. Those of you tuning in on rural radio, Dewey comes to us from Franklin, Kentucky, and the southern part of the state along the Tennessee border there.
Well, Mark, mostly everybody pretty well got in a good 4 to 5 days of good field work, corn planting and so forth there. So we got some showers here now, and we got scattered showers forecast for the rest of this week, so I don't know there's going to be a whole lot done.
Well, once they get the corn in the ground, those that it did, they're going to be welcoming a little warmer weather. Need to soil. How are soil temperatures? Any idea where you are in that regard, Dewey?
Haven't heard anybody really come out and say what their soil temperatures are doing, but as warm as we've had, the ground is working real good, and we're getting some pretty good germination on some things here.
Very good. Let's take a look at the corn futures as we begin the day. Our first look on this Easter Monday. A little bit weaker in here by a penny, penny and a half. Your thoughts here in corn starting out the week?
Well, with the 8 to 10 forecast here, Mark, showing that we're going to be looking at some rain throughout the Midwest, I'm a little surprised that the market is down here, but we'll just take it as it is. We're lower. We could probably back off a few cents, but I think, you know, with conditions as they are, we're going to be, and the funds having their biggest short position since October, we're going to see that, I think, eventually come in and give the market a little bit of a boost here.
Most of our folks that we hear and talk to are looking for progress tonight, planning progress nationally to be around 6, maybe 7%. That's only about a 3% jump from the last week.
Yeah, that's right, and I can't really argue with that. I think it'll probably fall somewhere within that range.
Looking at this, so we're down, again, a penny, in fact, 2 lower now in that December new crop is 2 cents lower, 3.92 and a half. Let's check the soybean trade. DeweyStrickler from AgWatch Market Advisors joining us. A little bit weaker there and being not as much, but down a half to a penny and a half.
Yeah, Mark, we're just having a little bit of I'll call it a dead cat bounce from last week's low in the soybeans here. I don't think we're going to go very far. It should be done here, the correction by the end of the week, and then I look for the market to go down and set some new lows.
All right. And then looking at the wheat then, first look at our wheat trade down. Chicago 2.5 to 3 3/4. We check Kansas City, and that market down a nickel for the May and July new crop, and then Minneapolis wheat trade there. More unchanged. What July, in fact, is unchanged. Is that Kansas City more of a factor of the rain that they're receiving in parts of the plains anyway?
I think it is, too, and also, too, when you look at the rains that we had here in the Midwest, Mark, I think the trade is obviously looking for the rain to bring the ratings up here a little bit here this afternoon.
We get that crop report as well, not only the planting progress, but, of course, those folks in the wheat trade looking at the condition. Dewey, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, and you and I will take a first look at the livestock trade. Get your thoughts there. Cattle, feeder cattle, and hogs. DeweyStrickler, AgWatch, Market Advisors, coming up. We are 10 minutes to the top of the hour. First look at our livestock trade on this Easter Monday. And DeweyStrickler joining us from Franklin, Kentucky. It's DeweyStrickler with AgWatch Market Advisors. Check out that website. Dewey, looking at the beef trade, first of all here, let's take a first look at our cattle futures together and get your thoughts on the beef trade. A bit higher to start out here. The June is the active trade here, up 48, starting out the day here, 115.18, continuing to close that gap to where the cash is trading.
Yeah, that's right. We got several pluses in the cattle. One is the June has a big discount to cash. We do have some lower weights that are supportive. The cutout was up last week, and cash traded up $2 in Texas and Nebraska. So the trend is up, and I think we could probably see the June contract, work up to about 117. But after that, I would expect we're going to start seeing prices to back off.
Very good. And we do have the cattle on feed report at the end of the week, and we can talk about that later. But generally going to continue to verify the bigger numbers are coming in the cattle.
Exactly.
Looking at I'll get the numbers, those of you tuning in on the radio, but I'm going to get, Dewey, I'm going to get your thoughts on the hog trade. We can move over to lean hogs and take a first look. They're down. Well, May is down 15 and June down 20. Let's kind of focus on those June hogs. That's a heavily traded contract as well.
I think we're trying to put a bottom in the hog market here. We've had a lot of negative news come out of the hog complex, quite a bit of liquidation. It doesn't mean we can't go a little bit lower. I would expect that we probably could, but don't be surprised within the next week we put a bottom in the hogs.
And what does history show us here post-Easter, if it does, if anything here, in the beef and pork complex once we get past the Easter holiday, Dewey?
Usually you get a little warmer weather, you start seeing a little increased demand for beef and pork as far as for outside grilling purposes.
That's not going to hurt at all. Dewey, thanks for your time leading us off this morning. We'll look forward to a visit with you next week.
All right, sir.
DeweyStrickler, AgWatch Market Advisor, is joining us as he does each and every day, starting out the day here at this time from Franklin, Kentucky. Let's get a look at those numbers again. Those of you tuning in on Sirius XM, the live cattle futures, first of all, higher. The April still on the board there, another couple of weeks here, 45 points higher, 125.82. That's not too far from their early high of the day. June up 38 points, also near highs of the day, 20 points away from their high of the day, right now at 115.08 on June live cattle. Looking at the feeder cattle trade, feeder cattle futures higher as well. April on that board till the end of the month, and feeders for April up 60. 138.40, and the May more active is up 82 points. May feeder cattle 139.22. And then looking at the lean hog complex, lean hog futures lower, April down 40. Now they'll go off the board today, so May and June more active, of course. May down 15. June is the most active trade, down 22 points. June live hogs 72.28. We can take a look at that livestock summary. Some late trades here Friday. They did trade some cattle late in the week on Friday, and the cash market, a wide range here, but they did show 124 to 130 on the cash, and on direct 200 to 208. Hogs were lower, as a matter of talking cash or the carcass, which a lot of them traded carcass, Janet, and they topped out 57.5 is kind of where we start the day.
All right, thank you once again, Mark. Appreciate that.